Elephant head. So it's really cool. It is very cool. Let's see. Belinda says, I fuss at my crows for chasing my hawks. Crows are very intelligent too, Miss Belinda. And yeah, I love hawks. In fact, I had one hawk that actually sat on the back wall out here. But so thank you for those of you that are joining us on YouTube. Make sure and like the video down below. There's a subscribe button, and if you push the bell just to the right of the subscribe button, then you'll get notifications every single time there is a new video posted on YouTube for International Angels Network, or as soon as Claudia posts it and we're going to be live, it will send you a notification. So make sure and do that, and share it with your friends. When we're all done, you can push that share button and you can share. It comes up with a link that's really easy to copy and paste. So, all right, and Blog Talk Radio keeps muting. So stick with us. Blog Talk Radio is pulling a Mercury retrograde. So, all right, now, with this deck, I don't want you to think that this deck is only going to work for Sue, because it is going to work for whoever gets this deck and you start touching every single card and you look at the pictures and you see what it represents to you. What is it pulling out from your intuition? What does it make you think of? Just like the raven one that I was showing you, it's like it's going to mean different things to different people. Champagne, is that who it was? Champagne said that she has ravens all the time. Belinda said it reminds her of the crows in her neighborhood. So those are things that are going to come to them when they're doing readings. So it's going to be individualized. Now the colors, honestly, the colors really, really pop. And that is an indicator. This one, the card actually says, show yourself. But when you see this, what color out of the entire card pops for you first? You know, it's really interesting because you might think that this flower right here, it's kind of a reddish orange. That might be what pops. And when I see this card, not all the time, but many times, this card or this flower up here is what pops. And it's because it looks like a star. It's like, I don't remember a star being in this card. And I have to look, it's like, oh yeah. Now the other thing that is really cool about this deck, and this is unique, I have never heard of anybody else doing this. In every single card, let me see if there's one. This is a good one, because this one you can see it and you can see all three of them. But so upper corner, the upper left corner, there's a heart. Same place on every single card. Bottom right is another heart, and it's on the word line. Every single card, it's in the same exact place. There is a third heart that is someplace on the card, on every single card, and you have to really look. In fact, some of them I had to make them a little bit darker because I couldn't. I'd be going back and it's like, did I put it on there because I can't find it? But like this one, it's a little bit easier to see, but you can see it. Some of them I made very obvious. Some of them I didn't. This is another one that's a mirror image. You know, what does it look like? The different directions. And what is it that stands out for you on this card? Is it that there's 2 turtles? Is it that it looks like it's 4 turtles? So the numbers are going to mean things also. Those come into play when you are looking at the card doing a reading. So yes, there's the colors. There's how many things. Is it an animal? Is it an insect? Is it the scenery? Is it a sky? What is it what kind of feelings does it bring up for you? What senses are you noticing? Is it making you, when you look at a card, are you hearing something? Are you seeing something? Are you seeing something in your third eye? Are you smelling something? Are you tasting something? Are you feeling something in your heart? Are you feeling something on your arm? Maybe you're getting all of a sudden tingles. So every single card speaks differently. This one, of course, I love lizard. This one, honest to gosh, it looks like he's, on stage and he's got the spotlight on him. And the thing that's so funny about this guy, he's probably 5 inches long, 6 inches long. He looks like he's huge. He's not that huge. The red that he's sitting on, is a flower pot. It's a bigger flower pot, but that's what it is. So there are amazing things all around you, outside, on your walk. Notice what is going on. One of the things too, and I know that this has shifted since I've been in Arizona because there's different critters that are here. You don't walk anywhere without knowing what's under your feet. You just don't. I mean, honest to gosh, the first day that I was living down here, my landlady, she was getting ready to step out and show me the back courtyard. She almost stepped on a tarantula. So you always have to be aware of what's underneath your feet. So I'm going to go back to YouTube for just a second here. We are trying to get to 100 subscribers on our YouTube channel. And once we get to 100, everyone will be entered into a drawing for every 100 subscribers and win some prizes. I don't know what those prizes are, but that should encourage you to make sure and subscribe. Click that big old subscribe button and click the bell to get your notifications. So, all right. I will be taking your calls, and I would love to get some questions. If anybody has questions, specific questions about the cards themselves, you know that I would love to answer them. Even this one, looks like a huge red heart. There are hearts all over, showing us things in nature. There was, I'm looking to see if I can find it. There was, no, I'm not going to find. Oh, there it is. Just this. It's a hole in a tree. It looks like it's in the shape of a heart. Now, this might be kind of a strange card, and it says Journey Within. which, as you know, all of our answers are within. So journeying within and finding out more about you is where this card wants to take you. These messages are all around us. All around us. There's one of the cards, I think it's Message from Beyond, because it was so funny how the angels, it's like, no, you can't, I wanted to use these words, but the angels were insistent that I had to do them just a little bit different. So it'll be interesting if that card comes up tonight. This card, I think this is the one that came up today. It's Ground Yourself. And it looks like Red Rock from Sedona, and it's not. Can't remember. This is from down in the Tucson area. And again, this one, it's a mirror image. So it looks very different when you hold it the two different directions. What is it that speaks to you when you look at the card? What is it that it makes you think of? All right, I'm going to give the phone number out again, and then I would love to take some calls tonight. And, of course, I'm going to be using the Desert Speaks deck. So the phone number is 1-516-453-9162, and be sure to press number 1 to get in the queue. If you are on Blog Talk Chat or YouTube Chat and would like to ask a question, you can most certainly do that as well. And just to give you an idea, too, what's coming up on International Angels Network, Thursday we have the Alex Levy Show. Saturday we have Angelic Light with Susie Parrott. Monday we have Divine Guidance with Angel Shishi. And Tuesday we have Angel Navigation with Diane Morgan. And then next Wednesday you have Angel Talk with Sue with me. And my guest is, almost lost that one. My guest is Priscilla Fontura, and she's going to be talking about being an empath. So that you will definitely want to join in if you feel you are an empath. The title of the show is I'm an Empath, Now What? So make sure and join us. Now, when I was shuffling the cards, one of the cards really wanted to come out. It was going to fly on the floor. Okay, it's pretty funny because I really was shuffling the cards, and it's grounding yourself. And it was interesting because, grounding yourself, people think, yes, okay, I'm grounding myself to Mother Earth, which this definitely looks like it's a huge red rock, and it's definitely a rock that would be so fun to go touch. But also grounding yourself, grounding in all of these wonderful energies that are coming in. We have so much love energy coming from our angels, from our guides, from our loved ones, as well as from our star being friends, and bringing all that energy in and bringing it through, connecting with our heart, and then bringing it all the way down into Mother Earth and grounding that energy into Mother Earth as well. It helps all of us when we do that. All right, let me see what we got. I'm going to give the phone number one more time, 1-516-453-9162, and press number 1 to get in the queue. Blog Talk Radio Chat, Marty Q would like a general reading. And while I'm shuffling, somebody asked how many cards are in the Oracle deck. 44. 44. There's some that didn't make it in the deck. And I of course, love the number 44. And I thought about, okay, if there are more that, could I do like a smaller version and add it? It's like, I've toyed with that. I don't know that I'm going to do that, but I like the 44. All right. So I have to go back. So this is Marty. I live in the Mojave Desert. Oh, my gosh. Oh, yeah. Big spiders. Okay, so Marty, I don't know what card I haven't looked yet, but I got to tell you, big spiders, talking about big spiders. So yes, the first day, tarantula, and it wasn't even that. It was a tarantula hawk, which I had never heard of, came and attacked it and dragged it off to its lair. Yes, really gross. Well, then a few weeks later, I saw on the umbrella outside what I thought was another tarantula. And I got something, I captured it. And in fact, it was in a baggie, a big baggie, Ziploc, and I'm looking at him. And I took him several blocks away, let him go, and said, you can't come back. Well, and then I posted his picture on Facebook. I said, this is a tarantula, right? And everybody said, no, Sue, it's a wolf spider, okay? Well, wolf spiders look just as big and hairy as a tarantula, except the thing with wolf spiders is they have all their little babies on their backs, and they carry them with them until their babies go off. And it's like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad I didn't know that it was a wolf spider when I caught it. So yeah, Marty, I'm there with you. Big spiders. Okay, now this is interesting because this is also one of the cards that I was talking about before. It's the allow card. And this is, I absolutely love this card. I know I love the colors about it. But it was a picture of the sun. You know how you can see the streams, the rays of the sun coming in, and a hill. And it actually, because of the colors, it looks like it could almost be underwater. But the word on it is allow. And Marty, what it feels like to me is that you're not allowing, and the words I'm hearing is the goodness, the sweetness of life in. And that, I'll tell you, that's not my language. That's not something I would say. So this is definitely coming from Spirit. But it's allowing that in. It's like, I think you beat yourself up a lot, and it feels like just acknowledging yourself and acknowledging when good things are coming in. Make sure and say thank you. Because when you say thank you, you know that putting that gratitude out there is going to help. So bringing in the sweetness, allowing that to filter in. All right. I'm trying to see on my big screen because it's too hard to see all the calls on my phone. Okay. That was from Marty. And all right. Belinda. Oh, Belinda, yes. I like the painting behind you. I see an angel holding. Yes. It says holding a book. And actually, I don't think it's holding a book. It's actually, okay, it's holding a fern. Yes, the painting behind me. It is an absolutely beautiful painting. It's called Worker, and it's got 3 angels in it. I think I'm going to sneeze again. No, maybe not. It's got 3 angels in it, and that's the one you can see the best. There's another one way, way, way up at the top. And then there's one, see that yellow rose? There's one that's hiding behind the stem. Miss Belinda. lot of people comment on that. So Marty Q says, I had a sun spider, I don't know what those are, run right towards me. It freaked me out so bad I couldn't scream. I just ran in the house. I'm going to have to look up a sun spider because I do not know what a sun spider is. And, it's funny because I was telling somebody a story the other day about a scorpion. And they said, well, what did you do? And it's like, well, it was in one of the bedrooms. It's like, I took my shoe and I smashed it. She said, you shouldn't do that. It's like, why not? Because apparently scorpions also have babies that ride on top of their backs. So when you kill them, sun spider, that sun spider is really, really gross. Okay, so, yeah. Marty says, I do beat myself up. Thank you. You are so welcome, Marty. And thank you, Claudia, for that sun spider image. Now, the other thing, though, that as we're talking about these different things, did you notice that, so we were talking about the tarantula, big hairy, and then we moved into the wolf spider, and then we moved to the scorpion, and then there's the sun spider. And actually the sun spider looks like it's a combination of a spider and a scorpion, which scorpions are actually cousins. Yeah, I did not know that. But if you see an animal, and with these cards as well, if you pull one of the cards with an animal and you don't know the metaphysical meaning behind it, I would encourage you to look it up. Because there's a spider in here, and I've had so many spiders, and they're orb weavers, the ones that I have seen, that they're absolutely beautiful. And last summer there was several months that I knew where there was at least 3 or 4 couples. I knew which one was the female. I know I'm a little strange, but if you don't know what it means and you keep seeing it as you're going outside, if you're going on walks, look it up, because so many times there are messages in the animals that you might not be aware of. All right, I'm shuffling and I'm going to pull a card. This is a card that I was thinking that was going to come out. I want to pull a card for everybody that is listening, too afraid to ask a question, or that is listening on the replay, or that for whatever reason not asking a question. So I'm pulling this for everybody. This is another one that I've been talking about tonight that I've already shown the picture. It's the journey within. And really, with Mercury just going retrograde, I believe today, and I think the new moon, I think we have a new moon right now as well, it is all about going within. It is about taking time to re-look at things. Re-look at things that are in your life. Re-look at situations that are going on in your life. Re-look at the boundaries that you have set up. Re-look at the beliefs that you have in your life. And it may be just re-evaluating where it is that you're going. Journey within. It really is about going inside, taking some time for yourself. And maybe it's taking your journal and going outside and finding a nice spot where there are no spiders, where you can sit down and journal. Now, the other thing I wanted to, the saguaro that's on the back, this also was on my walk one night. Actually, one morning. It was in the first house I lived down here. And I used to walk almost the whole neighborhood because it was a pretty small neighborhood. And the sun was coming so perfectly from the top of the swirl. And the other thing, now this is something, I took this picture probably a year and a half ago, at least a year ago, and something that I didn't even realize until just the other day. See how the swirl, he's got his arms up? Looks like, he's got his arms up, looking up at the sun. I have several pictures on my Facebook page where that's exactly what I am doing. And I didn't even catch it. In fact, there was one that came up today that was, how Facebook will put the this is what happened 6 years ago. And that's what it was. It was a picture from 6 years ago where I think I was at the Grand Canyon with a friend of mine, but it was one of my pictures where I have my arms up. I did not realize that. The angels did. The angels were totally watching over me on this deck. They were picking out the pictures. They were helping manipulate the colors that were supposed to come through, and then they were putting the words on the cards. Let's pull another one. Now there's a couple of cards in the deck. It's not a guidebook, but a couple of different cards that just gives you some ideas as how to watch, what to watch when you're doing a reading, what to look for, how to do a reading. And I do have, and I posted this on the YouTube chat, but on my website, so you can just go to Su.Broome.com or Empowerment for You. They both take you to the same place. And I have a special page created called The Desert Speaks, and it tells you about some of the cards, which I didn't realize I was holding one of the cards. It tells you about some of the cards because some of them really have a beautiful story. And not all of them, some of them are just beautiful scenery, but this particular one has a beautiful story. This is a mother cat and two of her kittens. And actually, I don't know if I can get it. And so this mother cat and two of her kittens, I feel like I'm going to sneeze again. Okay, I don't know if I locked up because my screen is totally frozen. Go ahead. Okay, I'm back. Apparently there was just a little snafu, but it was kind of perfect timing because I was sneezing. So I don't know if you can see this anymore, but I'm going to hold the card up anyway. It's a mother cat and two of her kittens, and the story behind her, and she actually had 5 kittens, was that they were born right outside my office window in a hose container. When I had some work done at the house, the guy took the hose container and he had it kind of at a weird angle by the air conditioning unit. So it was up off the ground, but it was at a funky angle. And just before I was doing my Facebook Live on Mother's Day, Sunday, I'm looking out my window of my office, and there is a little creamy white kitten with big blue eyes looking at me. And I'm like, oh my goodness, where did you come from? So adorable. By the end of that day, I had discovered that there were actually 5 kittens, and they were all running around in the yard. My yard is all gated, and so they were protected until they decided to sneak under the gate, and they were going to go out to the front road where the road is. But they all came back, and I didn't know who the mother was. I didn't know where she was. In fact, they're running around, and I'm like, where is your mother? But the story has a very happy ending. By the end of Tuesday, so that was on Sunday, by the end of Tuesday, actually it would have been Tuesday morning. No, I think it was Tuesday morning. I had captured the mama and the 5 babies, and I had taken them all into Paws Patrol, and I got to hold both the mama and one of the runt, the kittens, and they were adorable. And the mother was purring when I was holding her. So the word on the card is nurture, but I'll tell you, there's a mama in there, there's babies in there, there's 3 total, there's 2 kittens, there's 1 mama. There's so much symbology. So if you're doing a reading for yourself, it's like, wow, what stands out? If you're doing it for a friend, what is it that stands out? Allow your intuition to just go. I don't know why everybody is being so shy tonight. Maybe it's nice weather everywhere and everybody is just outside enjoying the weather. So again, phone number 1-516-453-9162. And you can press number 1 to get in the queue. And if you are on Skype or on YouTube, you can chat. You can ask a question of the chat. I think the YouTube is still going. I'm not 100% sure. It may have stopped. Oh, Belinda said it froze. Yep. So when it stopped, it stopped. So I'm pulling another card. And this is for everybody as well. Love is everywhere. The thing about, this is an absolutely beautiful rose. And I have a lot of beautiful rose bushes in my yard. The thing about this card is there's not a story like the kittens, but you want to focus on the love in your life. You want to focus on the positive things that are in your life. You want to focus on seeing the love everywhere, seeing the positive things everywhere, and noticing it. Now, the other thing that I do think is kind of cool is because we were just talking about this painting, and we have the 2 roses. And even though this is not yellow, it does have yellow in it. So that says to me the solar plexus is what's coming to mind, as well as the second chakra about creativity. Yes, love is everywhere. Allowing the love to expand into you standing up for what it is you believe in, for what it is that wants to be created or birthed from you. Love is everywhere. It's like, yeah. All right, we got about 4 minutes left. So I'm just going to keep pulling cards because I'm having fun pulling cards. YouTube is down, yes. I knew YouTube is down. YouTube is just being a Mercury retrograde. And yes, I think today is the first day, so keep in mind it's going to be in retrograde for, I believe, 3 weeks, and then the shadow continues. Oh, I'm going to say one other thing that has nothing to do with this deck of cards, but I do have another book coming out It's called The Experience Book, 21 Days of Beautiful Experiences from the Angels. And I am looking for anyone that is interested in being part of my launch team. And what that means is you will get an advanced PDF copy that I will email to you that you'll have time to read through. And then the day of launch, which I was going to have it April 1st, I have moved it to April 5th. And on the day that the book is actually released, I will ask you to go out to Amazon and post a review. So if anyone is interested in being a part of my launch team, unless you are already, because I do have quite a few people on my list already, but if you are interested in being a part of my launch team for the book called The Experience Book, send me an email, or you can find me on Facebook, but you can send me an email at sue@Su.Broome.com. And the last card I'm going to pull for tonight is vacation. It's pretty interesting that the cards, I think every single card except for the rose card that I pulled tonight were also ones that I was talking about earlier. This one, because of the colors, it makes me think of a Caribbean vacation. You know how they have the beautiful, vibrant colors. It also, for some reason, makes me think of bananas, even though it's not. But it's definitely not bananas. It kind of looks like bananas. But thank you, everyone. If you are interested in The Desert Speaks, you can go to my website, Su.Broome.com. And I will be back with you next Wednesday on Angel Talk with Sue with International Angels Network. Thank you so much. Have a great evening.